It happened under cities, under mountains, under temples, under places where no one was supposed to go. Ancient people dug into the earth, not once, not in one civilization, again and again and again. They carved tunnels through stone. They built chambers under cities. They made corridors so narrow your shoulders would scrape the walls. The strange part is how much they understood. Airflow, sound, pressure, stone, fear. They understood things that were never written down, things we had to rediscover with machines. The tunnels are still there. Cold, silent, waiting under our feet. A man broke through a wall in his house. Behind it there was a passage, then another passage, then stairs, then more rooms, then an entire city under the ground. Derinkuyu was not a cave, it was not a cellar. It was a world, a buried world. Underground, the air feels older, cooler, heavier. It smells like wet stone and something sealed away for too long. And down there, people lived. There were storage rooms, food rooms, animal shelters, places to sleep, places to pray, places to hide. Thousands of people could breathe underground. The ventilation shafts pulled air through the levels. No engines, no fans, no electricity, just stone and calculation. Derinkuyu was not primitive. It was early survival architecture. The question is not how they dug it. The question is what made them believe they would need it. A mountain stood in the way. So they went through it. Not around it, not over it, through it. Two groups of men entered opposite sides of a mountain and trusted mathematics to make them meet in the middle. No GPS, no laser, no digital map, stone dust in their lungs, oil lamps burning weakly. And then one day the two tunnels met. Not perfectly, but close enough. They understood geometry in the dark. They understood error. They changed the path. They widened the chance of success. Ancient engineering was not magic. It was worse. It was patience. Brutal patience. For years, people thought they were ponds. Then in 1992, farmers drained them, and the water went down, and down, and down. A farmer expecting mud. Then seeing stone walls rise out of the water. Not natural walls, worked walls, human walls. Under the water were enormous man-made caverns, huge chambers carved into sandstone, walls cut with repeating marks. Something that large should leave a memory, a record, a name. A king boasting about it, a dynasty claiming it. Were they quarries, storage chambers, ritual spaces, something else? The caves do not answer. Stone survives. Memory does not. A civilization can move mountains and still disappear from its own paperwork. This one does not feel like a tunnel. It feels like a throat. You descend from light into a place that was never meant to feel ordinary. The walls curve, the sound changes, your own voice stops belonging to you. And then there is the oracle room, a small chamber, stone all around, quiet until someone speaks. A priest speaks. The walls speak back. The sound seems to come from everywhere, from below, from the dead, from inside your own skull. Ancient people did not need screens to control perception. They had stone, darkness, and sound. The Andes do something strange to silence. They make it heavy. At Chavan de Huntar, the tunnels were not just hidden spaces, they were instruments. Stone corridors ran through the temple, narrow, dark, confusing. A person could enter and lose direction almost immediately. Then came the sound, conch shell trumpets, deep, animal, oceanic. You can put them inside a tunnel where the darkness moves. The sound surrounds them, and their own fear does half the work. That is not primitive religion. That is psychological architecture. Under the temple of the feathered serpent, there was a sealed tunnel, closed deliberately for nearly 2,000 years. When archaeologists entered, they found offerings, objects, chambers, and something that should make anyone pause. Mercury, liquid mercury. Under a pyramid in the dark, a metallic liquid that shines like water from another world. A river that is not a river, a mirror that poisons. Some believe it represented water from the underworld. Others think it marked a royal or ritual space. Some civilizations did not explain themselves to the future. They built, they buried, They sealed the door. Across parts of Europe, there are tunnels so narrow they feel almost inhuman. You do not walk through them. You squeeze, you crawl, you drag your body through cold earth and stone. They are too small for comfortable storage, too narrow for normal travel, too strange for simple defense. Some have dead ends. Some have tight slip-through holes. Some connect to chambers where standing is impossible. They were made for bodies under pressure, a body lowered, bent, forced down. Maybe the tunnel was not meant to move you through space. Maybe it was meant to change you before you came out. In ancient Scotland, people built underground passages beneath farms and settlements. They are called souterrains. They are dark, curved, low, stone-lined, sometimes dry, sometimes wet enough to smell like rot and soil. People entered them from ordinary places near homes, near work, near daily life. Some were probably used for storage. Cool underground air keeps food stable. Grain, dairy supplies. But then the questions start. Why are some so elaborate? Why hide entrances? Why build them with so much care? The same dark passage could hold grain and fear and memory. Some tunnels were not meant for people. They were meant for water. In ancient Persia, engineers built qanats, underground channels that carried water from distant sources to dry settlements. No pumps, no engines, just gravity. You dig a vertical shaft, then another, then another. A line of holes across the desert. Too steep, and the water destroys the channel. Too flat, and the water does not move. The angle has to be right for miles. The Gonabad Qanat is one of the most astonishing examples. Ancient, deep, precise. A hidden river made by human hands. They did not conquer the desert by fighting it. They listened to gravity, then carved a path for it. These are not as ancient as the others, but they belong to the same human instinct. When the world above becomes death, go below. In Vietnam, the Cu Chi Tunnel Network became an underground battlefield. Passages, rooms, hospitals, storage areas, escape routes. The air inside was brutal, hot, wet, thin. It smelled of earth, sweat, smoke, insects, and fear. The tunnel made modern power smaller. Aircraft could dominate the sky. Tanks could dominate roads. Artillery could break the surface. But underground, everything changed. From Cappadocia to Vietnam, humans keep rediscovering the same answer. When the surface is controlled by someone stronger, the underground becomes resistance. A person with no sky left still has earth, so they dig. Rome was not only built upward, it was built downward. Below the streets were drains, water channels, crypts, catacombs, service corridors, burial passages, layers under layers under layers. The city above looked like marble, power, law, empire. The city below smelled different. Wet stone, sewage, old bones, stale air. The catacombs became famous later as burial spaces and places of memory, but they were part of something larger. Rome pushed everything underground that the surface did not want to see. Waste, death, water, fear. The more powerful a city becomes, the more it needs a secret body beneath it. It happened under houses, under temples, under mountains, under cities that thought they had conquered the earth. People dug for water, for gods, for food, for war, for survival, for reasons we still cannot name. Because tunnels are never just tunnels. They are decisions, a decision to hide, a decision to endure, a decision to move life away from the sky. The surface tells the official story. Kings, wars, monuments, names, but underground you find the fear, the hunger, the planning, the part of civilization that did not want to be seen. When the world becomes dangerous, humans do the same thing. They go quiet. They go dark. They go down. It happened with all of them. It is happening now.